What's up, guys? We're here at AMC, Town Square, Chasing Cinema.
Mr. James Hsu.com.
We're here for Ryan Reynolds' Detective Pikachu.
Detective Pikachu, which is an actual thing, right?
Yes, video game.
Yeah, see, so I didn't know that, but I definitely grew up in the age of Pokemon.
You simpleton.
I didn't. I mean, I liked Pokemon, but I never really broke that line. Like, I had a binder, of course, with the 9 cards lined up. I remember having to go to the mall to buy Mewtwo, and my mom I think it was Ancient Mew. Like a holographic Ancient Mew, that was the big Christmas present one year. You know, I remember buying I remember that, but I never really got into Pokemon. If you were boom, someone who was that into it could remember. I don't remember much. I remember Psyduck and Pikachu and Charizard, but my knowledge of Pokemon's quite slim. I played the game maybe a little bit, but I know people were diehard. So what was this on? What was this a game? Was it a GameCube game? Or not a GameCube, a Game Boy game? Or
I don't know that. I don't even know that.
But
I'm a simpleton too.
Okay. So I mean,
so
were you into Pokemon? I mean, that was past your time.
Not at all. No, I don't consider.
Well, not past your time.
I know Josh Bell said that, but I didn't consider that.
Yeah, maybe the wrong choice. Or not past your time, but you were also weren't a kid who was let me spend $8 on a pack of random cards either when it came out, right?
I wasn't, but yeah,
there were people.
It wasn't past my time or anything.
I mean, because it wasn't a kid thing
Magic
necessarily. It was definitely a pop culture thing.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't only kids for sure.
Not at all.
Well,
but I was never into any of the Pokemon anything.
So, are you shocked at the first time we've seen Pokemon in modern filmmaking? Is a Detective Pikachu story and not just a generic Pikachu?
I'll say no, only because the Mario Brothers film really with John Leguizamo really just tainted Nintendo, and I think that really just destroyed anything.
So afraid.
They were just we're never gonna do this.
Well, there was the Pokemon movie, right? There was a movie. I don't remember if it was
a huge difference.
Yeah, no, of course. But was that a theatrical release or was that just a
I don't know
VHS? Yeah, I don't remember because I remember having the VHS, but I don't remember if it was a theater thing. But
theater.
It was.
Oh,
yeah,
a theater,
yeah. I would believe that. But anyway, not hearing from Pokemon. Yeah.
One of those.
Yeah, very small.
Not
I'm
big,
sure.
but
Yeah. Well, maybe. I don't know. It was really big back then, too. But anyway, again, not hearing about Pokemon, at least in the world of film adaptations, that I'm all of a sudden to do what I assume is pretty much a kind of a niche Pokemon thing, is quite awesome. I think you present this to me as another, this is Ash, gotta catch 'em all, Pokemon story. I don't think I'm interested. Granted, when I saw the trailer for Detective Pikachu, I wasn't necessarily interested besides, seeing Pokemon in more reality. I thought the idea that Jigglypuff, I thought when they showed Jigglypuff and it's his hair that makes that little Q on his head, I was like, oh, that actually makes sense. Because, the cartoon is just a little thing. And you're like, oh, it's actually hair. He's hairy. That's kind of cool. So little things like that, I was like, oh, that's cool. Just a different way to see Pokemon. But I was like, where are they going with the story? Again, before I knew this was an actual game. And then Ryan Reynolds, not my favorite guy in Hollywood. Not that he's not talented, just not my, style always is voicing Pikachu. So for me, I didn't think that I was really hyped for this movie. But I will say, I was pleasantly surprised. But I want to hear what you have to say.
I'm in the same boat as you. When I first heard it was Ryan Reynolds, I automatically got turned off.
Yeah.
I'm probably one of the only hardcore Marvel fans.
We're one of the few people that do that,
I don't really care for, I don't care for the Deadpool films.
Yeah.
So when they said he was going to be Pikachu, I was like, oh god, all I'm going to see is Deadpool.
Yeah.
PG'd.
And Ryan Reynolds never really messes with his voice either.
No, it's always the same.
It's
just Ryan Reynolds' voice. And so coming into the movie, I had no expectations. I will say though, I didn't hear Deadpool the whole time. I heard Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Which there's a difference, I think.
Yeah, there is a difference for sure.
So I guess that was a good thing. For me, overall, I'll just say the movie was fine. A lot of the reviewers said this, and I think I'm probably on board with it. Is if you're a Pokemon fan, I think you're really gonna enjoy this movie because and I'll say too the world building, the world in this movie, the city, it's awesome.
I knew you were gonna say that.
I like it a lot.
Me and you are always big on that.
I love that stuff.
Jurassic World, me and you were like, well, what about the theme park? Yeah.
Zootopia.
Yeah, of course.
I like that stuff.
Which just feels very Zootopia-esque.
Yes. Yeah. So I enjoyed the creative aspect behind it. I didn't think the story was very good. You know, I didn't care for the story. I didn't care for Ryan Reynolds. But Pikachu is just the cutest thing. There's so many moments where the emotion of him, it's just
That's what I wanted to ask you. My mate, the whole time I was just like, I wonder which Pokemon Shu thinks is the cutest Pokemon.
Pikachu, you
Really?
I mean, I think that's why they made Detective Pikachu versus a Pokemon movie.
Oh, of course. Well, yeah.
He's just too stinking cute.
Cute cells. But I mean, like, I don't know. I thought those Bulbasaurs were pretty cute.
Those were cute?
Those are pretty cute.
Yes,
and I thought
very
Psyduck was incredibly cute.
I didn't like him.
No?
No, I didn't like him. Yeah, I didn't like him.
But I will say my favorite, I think it's Mr. Mime. His moment in the film was hilarious.
Maybe I'm no fun.
To be honest. So here's the thing. I'm
him.
going in, and I expected you to love it, and I expected me to go, yeah, it was, And to be honest, I really enjoyed myself. And I'm not a Pokemon fan. I mean, of course, like I said, I was able to identify the basics. There were plenty that I didn't recognize. 3 weeks in a row at the movies. I'm like just psyched. And yeah, I agree with you. The story is not strong here. It really is all dependent on the world building. But I don't think it's to the point where you have to be a Pokemon fan per se, because I mean, I looked at it just as like it was Zootopia. Like, it is just this world where these creatures exist. It helps that you could recognize them, but in the world they're just really these really interesting creatures, and it worked for me in that way. And of course, it's because they're just so fun and all of them are interesting in their own sense that every time we meet a new Pokemon, it feels like something new is going on. Yes, there's the basic detective story in which, there's a lot of things here that are quite obvious, and a story we've seen many, many times, but I enjoyed myself enough in the world that I think I had a fun time overall. I mean, I laughed a lot. I think Ryan Reynolds surprised me as Pikachu, because the whole time I was just like, but that, I get the irony of the deep, like, manly voice and the cute little Pikachu, because, we've always heard him as the high pitch, and
Pika.
Yeah, and I was like, that's gonna annoy me, and actually it didn't. I kind of, like, grew really to like Ryan Reynolds' voice as Pikachu. I thought he was funny. I thought there was a lot of good emotion here. There's one scene in this movie that probably is way too early, and it like just feels like it's kind of it's there because it has to be there for them to eventually just work together and be on the team. But I thought that moment was really nice too.
What was that?
And that was when Pikachu was just talking to our main character. Yeah, and he was just kind of expressing his past and all these things and all these emotions. And I thought it was actually a really good scene. It just didn't feel like it was in the right place in the movie. I felt like we hadn't really developed that relationship enough for us to be like, oh, okay, this moment is what we've been working for. But at the same time, I know the movie couldn't really go that route. It couldn't go that serious, dramatic route. So they did the scene they had to do. And in that scene, I think it's solid. Again, I think the Mr. Mime scene, I think, was one of the most creative but fun scenes. I mean, just on paper, that scene doesn't, mean anything to the plot so much. It's really there just to be fun. Of course, there's a reason, but you don't need that. But it was a really fun and creative scene. And I just enjoyed my time in these moments, meeting these characters and seeing what they do and all that. Do I think the movie has enough life where I could keep watching this and still love it? No, but I for sure will rewatch it because there were enough moments in it that I enjoyed or I thought they were adorable or just kind of cool to revisit it. But I also think it's one that you skip through some parts, or you could watch in the background because you only want to see those few parts. But for me, the first experience I think was good enough to where I'm happy. I really don't have much to complain about. Story's not that great. Goes in a very predictable way, to a degree, I guess. There are multiple twists in the movie, and I thought it was fun. I think it's a good laugh, and
it's funny you said that you would have
thought you liked it.
No, that you're glad that they didn't do the catch 'em.
Yeah.
I think I would actually prefer that. Maybe that can be the sequel where they actually leave the city, where they are not with humans, and then they can catch them, or I don't know.
Well, I mean, I don't know exactly how big this movie was in terms of budget and production. I mean, I feel like there's been some decent advertising, but I don't feel like it's on the level where Pokemon could be advertising either. I mean, I think Pokemon could really, I think you sell that enough, you could really make a big release and really push it and really emphasize it. But if it's true what you're saying, and a lot of that is that fear from the Super Mario Brothers.
What I meant by that was that's why it's taken this long.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. And if it really is about fear, I think Detective Pikachu is a really good move because it's niche enough where you don't have to spend the kind of like big superhero money, but you have a loyal fan base that are going to come see it. So I guess they just kind of want to see how many people are going to come out, and then they could kind of go from there. But for me, like, I like the fact that it was, for me, I think you tell the Pokemon story, I don't think I have the same interest. Because they're just more of characters that we meet in this movie, it works more for me, because like in the beginning too, I was like, man, this is terrible, like, because again, it always goes back to the idea that why does Pikachu work? Because he reminds us of our dog, right? He reminds us of our pet, he reminds us of our animal. And then the whole time I was like, man, I don't think I could watch Pikachu and another animal fight. or another Pikachu fight, because I would just feel bad. Like, these are just two dogs fighting, you know, it's almost like dog fighting. That's all I can think about. So when the Bulbasaur, or the evolved Bulbasaur, I don't know when they're in that cage match. I
thought that was Charizard.
Charizard. But no, but
even
before.
I know that.
No, Charizard, before there's a fight. There's a fight beforehand.
Oh, okay.
And Blastoid. And I was just like, I just felt so bad for both of them. I was like, they're being forced to fight. So I'm kind of glad they didn't go that route, where they were like watching dog fights. So, but I'm sure that movie will come now that we have all this. And I'm sure people would love to see a live action Ash. So I'm sure
Like
that is on the
Adventure or
horizon.
something. I don't know.
No, I'm sure. And I'm sure that might, what were the, I was about to call them androids, but wasn't that a Dragon Ball Z thing? Who were the blonde, or not the blonde, the purple hair and the red hair? Yeah, Team Rocket. And, you know, all those characters are going to be, you know, worth something if this movie makes money. But I'm more...
are they normal characters in the...
Oh, yeah, in the animated show? Yeah, they're regulars.
Oh, okay.
But I'm far more interested in going on this journey than I am probably going on that one. But either way, they have me sold, and I'd love to go see another Pokemon movie.
Holla back.
3 weeks at the movies. I'm loving it. Next week, 4 for 4. John Wick 3.
Which has been getting excellent
reviews. They learned hopefully from 2.
Yeah,
because
just
2 isn't it?
You can do 1 flip, you can do 2 flips. I beg you. Don't do more than 3.
Don't do more than 3.
I beg you.
But you liked 2 though. You were still pretty positive leaving 2.
Well, see,
not as much as 1 though.
The problem is part 1 was just this movie that was coming out with Keanu Reeves that of course I'm gonna see it.
Yeah.
But it did.
Yeah.
Right? And
no
then
one saw
part
it
2,
coming.
I was like, oh hell yeah. And then I'll have to part 2 did this though. You know, it wasn't as good. It wasn't as good, I thought.
Yeah.
But
but I will say, like, I had actually held out too, and I had just seen the trailer with you when we watched
Endgame.
Endgame. No, the movie after Endgame, Long Shot. We
Great
saw the
movie.
trailer, and that trailer looked great. So I'm actually really pumped for John Wick 3.
Embargo is released tomorrow.
Yeah. So hopefully we'll have a good time here at the movies. If you want to join us for John Wick 3, make sure to join us here at AMC Town Square at 10 o'clock.
Come below.
This is where to go. Make sure to call this guy or text this guy at 702.
348-5618.
Because it should be a really fun time. We get some really great action. I love it because we've hit like all these categories. We've hit, you know, drama and superhero. We've hit romantic comedy. Now we have this animation family film, dare I say, and now we have the you know, the gritty, the gritty thriller action. So hopefully this is just the best movie year of, you know, this is the best year for movies, and everything is just good here on out.
I can't wait, bro.
I'm pumped. It's been a good month at the movies. I cannot complain. I just wish you would have liked it more. Film Lovers website.